Welcome back to the Bourbon Note, everybody. I'm Ben. I'm having a three-way tonight. Let's get into it. So for all of you perverts that clicked on this video thinking it was going to be anything but a bourbon banger blind battle, shame on you. Pervert. And for the rest of you that just desperately wanted to know what the difference in comparison is between Elijah Craig Small Batch, Elijah Craig Single Barrel, and Elijah Craig 2024 PGA, then you're in luck, because that's what we're doing tonight. This is batch versus barrel. Released a couple episodes of this series so far, but if this is your first time watching one of them, basically what I try to do with this is take a batch product and then compare it to the single barrel version of that product. Usually it's a head-to-head battle, but tonight we have three because I did happen to get a bottle of the 2024 PGA Tour Elijah Craig this year. So I figured why not throw it in here and make this a three-way banger. So anyway, I don't know which one of these is which. I have mixed them up. I'll just mix them up again for good measure. All of these are 94 proof. So the single barrel is just a regular Elijah Craig single barrel. And first of all, I have to thank Brian from Bourbon School. I don't want to forget that because Brian supplied me with a sample of the Elijah Craig single barrel. We used to get those in Minnesota, and I haven't seen one in years now. So we get the private barrel proofs, but not the private barrel, just regular 94 proofer. So Brian, thank you very much. And go check out Bourbon School if you haven't already. So the difference between these really is just the small batch, is the small batch, obviously the single barrel, and then the PGA is a mixture of barrels chosen from warehouses P, G, and A, and they do that as like a commemorative thing for the 2024 PGA Tour, but all of them are 94 proof. I'm assuming they're all roughly the same age, but I don't know. So basically what I'm going to do, taste these back and forth. I think I'm going to raw dog them first and then maybe taste them with a little bit of water in between. So let's get into it. I'm going to fast forward through the tasting just because that gets boring. And then, yeah, we'll check back with you with the results. Please hold. So just jumping in here real quick with some results from the nosing. These first two on I'm going to go from my right, sample 1, 2, and 3 is how I'm going to do these. Samples 1 and 2 were pretty weak on the nose, to be perfectly honest, and maybe I just needed a second to kind of acclimate to nosing whiskey, but this third one definitely came through with a lot more boldness. After going through them a couple times back and forth, sample number 1 kind of started to shine a little bit, not quite as good as number 3, but number 2 seems to be falling a little bit flat, at least on the nosing. So I'm looking forward to getting into the palate and seeing if the same thing holds true. So let's get into that. Check back with you in a second. Okay, so back with the results. This one wasn't terribly difficult for me. It was a little closer between samples 1 and 2. 3 was the clear winner. And so I don't have any really opinion on which one I think might be the winner. I know that I recently did a review of the PGA 2024 edition and really liked it. And I said in that review, I believe that it had been a little bit since I had had regular Elijah Craig, but it did seem like there was something about that one that was particularly good because I really, really enjoyed that when I did the review of it. So I'm kind of interested in seeing, if maybe that's the one. I haven't had a single barrel in quite a long time because, again, we just don't get those in Minnesota anymore. So let's get into the results. In last place is sample number 2. Let's find out. Whoa, last place is the PGA. Well, like I said, it's been a while since I had the other one, so... by the way, also, none of these were bad. I am an Elijah Craig fan. I like all of their products. I think even just the regular small batch or any of their 94 proof products are really good for like a fairly budget-friendly kind of basic down-the-line bourbon. I am a little surprised that came in last place, though. So let's find out. Well, if we find out what's in second place, we're going to find out first. So let's just go directly to first. In first place is... It's the regular small batch. Well, so yeah, we got the single barrel in second place. So I guess for me, and interestingly enough, this was clearly the winner. Not in the sense that it was like drinking like in its, a whole new, like level of quality or anything, but this one just came across as the most bold and well-rounded. These other two just kind of came across as a little slightly more muted than this one. So, well, this is going to be interesting in the comments because when I did the Old Forester 100 versus the single barrel, everybody got pissed because I picked the batch product as the winner. Evan Williams won. Nobody cared because I just don't think people care enough about Evan Williams single barrel, but the single barrel won in that. And this one, the batch product won. And I've said it before and I'll say it again, single barrel does not always mean better. The reason they blend these products is because some barrels are better than others. I will say I'm a little surprised at the PGA one though, because, and maybe this is just fresh in my mind because this is the one I've had the most recently, and I just liked it a lot more than I remembered liking the other basic Elijah Craig, but it's been a while since I've had the regular one, so it's actually nice to see that happen because really it just means that for me, I can just stick to the regular small batch and that's good enough. Now, the other thing I will say is the PGA special edition one is the same price as the small batch. So it's just, it's a kind of a gimmick thing where they just pick from the warehouses PG and A. So honestly, I don't really expect that to make that much of a difference. And to the best of my recollection, at least when these were available in Minnesota, the single barrels were the same price as well. So we're not looking at a big price jump here or anything. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know if you guys have done a similar experiment like this, or if you have all three of these, do this and let me know in the comments what you come up with. Because to be honest, I'm finding this a little bit interesting, just having three different ones here and the regular shelfer product, come slamming home with the victory. Now, Elijah Craig is a small batch product. I don't know how big their batches are, so I don't know how much variance there really is from product to product, but as I said in the PGA review, I do remember kind of noticing some, a little bit of flavor drift from one bottle to another. Now that could just be, it's been 6 months since I've had one and this one tastes a little different or whatever. So yeah, let me know what your experience is with just these Elijah Craig small batch or single barrel products in general has been. Yeah, there you have it, folks. The regular shelfer, that's 2 out of 3 that the regular shelfer has won now in batch versus barrel. So I'm gonna keep doing these. Give me some suggestions in the comments as well as some other brands that have a regular shelfer and a single barrel that are roughly the same proof. That's really the thing I'm trying to keep, is the proof point generally the same. So anyway, this has been batch versus barrel. Elijah Craig on the Bourbon Note. I'm Ben. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you on the next one.
Wait. Aren't you forgetting something?
Oh, wait a minute. I forgot the blend. Almost forgot the blend. So, this is the single barrel. If you watch this show, you'll know that anytime there's more than one bourbon on the bar, I blend them, or one whiskey on the bar, I should say. I ran out of the single barrel, so I had to pour a little bit more in there. But let's get into it. On these batch versus barrels, the blend is just kind of is what it is, because they're basically the same product with a very, very light variance between them. But let's get into it. On the nose, smells a lot like Elijah Craig. Tastes a lot like Elijah Craig. That's pretty much the extent of the blends are going to be on batch versus barrel. But you know what? It's a tradition. I got to do it. So anyway, now, thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next one.